It's Patrick, founder of Screenplay app, the app for student screenwriters. Every week, I recommend a new screenplay for you to read to get a better understanding about the art of screenwriting. This week's recommended read is the very hilarious Wedding Crashers. I read this screenplay a while ago. From what I could remember, every scene had a joke. Every scene was funny. It was amazing. As I'm reading it, I'm saying, oh, because yes, I do remember the film being funny. You know, when you watch a film, the actors bring certain things to the film. This screenplay, every scene, it feels as if the writers put love and care into every scene. This was so beautifully written. It was so funny. Yes, the film, we all know the film is amazing. The screenplay, you have to read it to just see why the film was just so amazing. The film was great. The screenplay was the foundation that made the film great. Yes, obviously the actors, directors, and cinematographers, they all added, they elevated an already hilarious screenplay. This is one of those ones where, you know, you read it, you think to yourself, okay, it's funny. Well, I thought to myself, okay, it's funny. As I'm reading it, I said to myself, this is not only funny, this has layers. There's tension, there's conflict, there's obstacles, there's character arc. If you write comedies, this is a great study material. This screenplay has a lot of callbacks. If you don't know what callbacks are basically things that are set up in a previous scene, and that thing that was set up comes up later in another scene, and somehow it's all connected, it all makes sense. Wedding Crashers had a lot of that. Let's say there was a scene on page 2 where there was a joke, right? And the joke was so hilarious that you thinking, oh, that's it. Next thing you know, in page 49, that same joke that was said before comes up again in page 49, but this time it has a whole new depth, a whole new meaning to it. It was just so wonderful how they did that. And there was a lot of that, a lot of the callbacks. It wasn't overused though. It was used so great. Wedding Crashers is one of those screenplays where you think to yourself, okay, it's funny. However, it's also a great screenplay. Even if you take out the comedy, it still has everything else. It has great characters. It has character arc. There were obstacles. It has tension. It was just so wonderfully written. These writers did a wonderful job with it. I'm sure you've seen the film. If you haven't seen the film, that is totally fine. The screenplay, if you just read the screenplay, trust me, you'll get the same effect. At least I did. I got the same effect reading the screenplay as I did watching the film. I've said this before, the comedy genre is one of the toughest genres to write in. Perhaps you're a comedy writer and you're thinking, oh, this is easy. I'm not a comedy writer. I've heard this from people who write both comedies and other things. It is tough to write comedies only because not everything that's funny to you is going to be funny to everyone else. You have to find that way to make it universal. That is tough. Wedding Crashers, it does that. I'm sure the same things I found funny, if you read it, you're going to find it funny, and other people's going to find it funny. Wedding Crashers is just such a wonderful read. If you're a comedy writer, read it to just see how well this is designed. Every scene had a joke. Every scene, and the pacing was wonderful. Wedding Crashers is one of those screenplays where you think to yourself, it probably took 200 drafts to get to this point where it got. The screenplay just felt so polished. What if though that was only a first draft? I doubt it. Anyway, yeah, Wedding Crashers is amazing. Make sure you read it and let me know if you think this is great as I think it is, or maybe I'm just crazy. I will link the screenplay for Wedding Crashers in the description below. Remember, this is for educational purposes only. If you're thinking about writing your first screenplay, go to your favorite app store, download Screenplay app today. The link's in the description below. And remember to always have fun writing. Fade out.